Hey guys, it's Alyssa and I'm back with another video. This one is one that I've been wanting to make for a couple of weeks now. I feel like I say that for like every one of my videos, but this one I did mention I think last week where I want to do kind of like a splurge versus save, and as you can see by the title, this is the makeup edition of that video. And I have some products in front of me. 3 are like higher end products and then 4 are drugstore versions. And I'm basically just going to explain to you why I personally splurge on those 3 higher end items and why I feel like it's best to save my money on the 4 like lower end items. So if you're interested in kind of hearing how you can save money on makeup by switching to some of these drugstore products, definitely keep watching this video. And if you have any recommendations for drugstore versions of the products that I mentioned that I splurge on, definitely leave those in the comments down below. I'm always wanting to save more money, and so I'm open to trying drugstore versions, of course. So let's get into the products that I personally splurge on. So the first item that I spend about $47 on every couple of months is my favorite foundation, and this is the Lancome. I do not know how to pronounce it, but it is their 24-hour Ultra Wear foundation. And I have stuck with this foundation longer than I've stuck with any makeup product in my whole entire life. The color of it matches perfectly to my skin. They just have a really great shade selection, and personally I don't have any like yellow undertones or pink undertones in my skin, so I need something very neutral, and this is the shade 210 Buff Neutral, and it really works well for my skin. It does not get cakey throughout the day. I tend to have really oily skin, so my makeup can kind of look cakey towards the end of the day, and this makeup just does not do that. So I personally feel like it's really worth the money, and I just haven't found a drugstore version that compares to it. But if you know of one, definitely leave it down in the comments and I will look into it. The next product that I personally splurge on is shadow primer, and this is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, like the 24-hour version. I don't know if there's another version, but it just says 24-hour anti-crease eyeshadow primer, and I have had this for over 2 years, this exact tube. So let me show you how much I typically use. My camera just wants to follow my face, but hopefully that's in focus. Literally like a quarter of a pea size amount, and that is what I use for both of my eyes. So I just dab that amount between my 2 ring fingers, put it on my eyelids, and then apply my eyeshadow, and it lasts all day long. And then my last item that I personally splurge on is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and I have the color Ash Brown. And I've been using this for probably 6 months or so, and it is definitely not anywhere close to being empty. And I just find personally, I really love their pencils as well, Anastasia's pencils, but they last me no more than 3 weeks. And for the cost of those, it just does not make sense. So I have this and then their little like eyebrow pencil or their brush, and I use that for my eyebrows every single day. And this product really does last a long time. So for the price that you're paying for it, it's really a good value. Okay, so now we can move on to products that I save my money on. The number one thing that I refuse to spend a lot of money on is mascara. And the one I'm using right now is this Maybelline Total Temptation. And I really like it. I just love drugstore mascara. I have tried a couple higher end mascaras, and while they do a great job, I feel like drugstore does, you know, just as good of a job. If they are any worse, it's so slight that it's just not worth the money for me. So I personally just use drugstore mascara, and I've used higher end before and it just was not worth it. The next product that I choose to save my money on is concealer, and I use this Maybelline Age Rewind and in the shade Neutralizer, which is I think like a yellow undertone to cancel out blues in your skin. And this, the last tube that I had lasted me probably about a year. I use it every single day, and so this product just goes a really long way for me. I don't know if other people have the same experience, but for the price that it costs me, I feel like it's a great value. And in the past I have used like NARS concealer and it does a great job, but I just can't justify the price when I have this one that works great and costs so much less money. So I recommend that brand definitely. And then the next thing that I choose to save my money on is blush. Their packaging is definitely not great. It is falling apart, but I really do love just drugstore blushes. I have tried, again, NARS products in the past, and while they're very beautiful, I just feel like the price does not compute. It's not much more beautiful than the e.l.f. blush to justify the cost. So I personally use drugstore, and for me, I don't know about you guys, but blush tends to kind of wear off throughout the day, no matter if it's a $20 or $30 NARS blush, or if it's a $3 e.l.f. e.l.f. blush. So that's just my personal preference. So if you are debating if you should get a higher end blush and you're currently using drugstore, I personally say save your money. There's really not that much of a difference between the drugstore blushes and higher end blushes. And the last product that I recommend getting at the drugstore and saving your money on is face powder. I use the Rimmel Stay Matte. This is like not even that old, but the writing on the front just tends to rub off. But I get the shade 001, which is transparent. That's the shade that tends to sell out at my Walmart the quickest. I don't know why. This must just be the shade that everyone uses, but it really does keep my face matte for a long time. I use it to set my foundation. I set my under eyes with it, and it's just a great product. And I've never used a powder that blows me away, so I'd rather spend, you know, I think this is like $5. I just don't see the point of spending way more than this to have the same effect. So those are the products I recommend splurging on, and the ones I recommend you save your money and get a cheaper version. Once again, if you have any suggestions for things to replace the items that I splurge on, definitely leave those in a comment down below and let us know what your favorite items to splurge on and save on are. I love hearing ways that you guys save money and things that you guys feel like are a good use of your money. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I intend on making more splurge versus save videos in the future. So if you like these videos and you're not already subscribed, definitely do hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have notifications turned on so that you don't miss any of my uploads. And I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.